I would get just a couple of views and a couple of impressions, and I didn't really understand that that was even something that I could fix. Why would you get a coach if you already know how to monetize a channel? Because I knew I could do it better, but I just didn't know how. And that's where things really started to take off like a rocket. I got 1,000 subscribers in 100 days, and before 4 months was up, I was fully monetized both tiers and was already making money on my channel.
Every creator, it seems, hits that point with YouTube where it kind of just feels like nothing's working. Not enough clicks, not enough impressions, ultimately not enough growth, to the point where a lot of people wonder if it's worth continuing on at all with their channels. That's exactly where Micah was, and even though this is the story of how he hit 3,000 subscribers and over 2 million views in record time, it was not all smooth sailing. He started out on YouTube with his own YouTube growth channel, following all the rules, the playbook as it were, and still nobody was watching.
I wasn't able to get any impressions. Impressions are very important because it basically just means that people see you. Nobody was seeing my channel. I would get just a couple of views and a couple of impressions.
He thought the algorithm hated him. And we've seen this a lot. A lot of creators will make YouTube videos treating the system as like a slot machine. Oh, I'll just post a video and eventually I'll get lucky. The algorithm will pick me. And in so many cases, it's rarely about luck. It's not a luck thing. It's about visibility. It was at this point that Micah joined the vidIQ coaching program. And I'm not here to give you an ad for the coaching program. In fact, I'm kind of giving you a lot of the strategies for free, but the link is down below if you would like.
Paul showed me some secret ways to be able to increase my impressions, which increased my draw out there to gain a new audience.
Anyway, Micah, with the help of his coach, Paul, went back to the drawing board. It wasn't that Micah was making bad videos, it's that nobody was finding them. So Paul walked him through how YouTube impressions actually work. It's how every title and thumbnail and topic signals to YouTube who the video is for. And instead of guessing and not making videos, they started testing. Every week, Micah and Paul would analyze titles, thumbnails, and the first 10 seconds of the videos that Micah was posting. And the goal here wasn't to go viral. It was simply to make the videos more clickable. So here's something you can steal. Instead of worrying about subscribers, start by focusing on your visibility funnel. If your impressions are low, YouTube isn't servicing you. If your click-through rate is low, it means that people are seeing your videos, but they're not intrigued enough to actually click on them. If you can fix those two things, it gives the algorithm something to actually work with. And that's why Micah didn't get lucky, he got measurable. And once he did that, that one domino being toppled changed everything. But even after fixing his titles and thumbnails, and even reaching monetization on YouTube, something still didn't quite sit well with Micah. At this time, he was still working on his Grow Your YouTube channel, and it was becoming harder and harder to stay consistent.
Figured out that the first thing I was working on I wasn't really passionate about.
That moment changed everything, and with Paul's encouragement, Micah decided it was time to start a new channel. He was able to explore a new topic, find new energy, and honestly, it may not work for everybody, but this might be the one reason I tell somebody to maybe consider starting a new channel themselves. But that's how Kryptonite Corner was born, and instantly you can see the difference.
I wanted to start completely from scratch on a new channel.
This is where so many creators get it wrong, because the word consistency tends to kind of fit into this perfect picture of how often you're posting videos, like being on a fixed schedule. But that's not what it always means. Consistency in this case comes from caring about what you make and caring about making it better. When you care that much about the content you're making, it changes the way you approach making that content. You're going to write longer, research deeper, and edit sharper. And that emotional investment, not the niche, not the gear, is what builds trust with an audience. Micah didn't pivot to chase trends, he pivoted into another interest of his. And having that kind of interest in your topic is what separates creators who burn out and ones who keep going for a really long time and actually have the opportunity to build a career on YouTube. Unfortunately though, and as we all know, it does take more than just a lot of passion to make a YouTube channel work. Even after Micah fixed all these problems and he found a niche that he was really passionate about, people were clicking on his videos, but they weren't sticking around. His early Kryptonite Corner videos were mostly trailer breakdowns, and at first, they would perform pretty well. His views would spike every time DC dropped a new Superman teaser, which you would expect. But when Micah and his coach looked a little bit deeper, they noticed a worrying trend. People were leaving the second the trailer was over, even though there was more video left. In hindsight, this feels pretty obvious. People weren't watching for Micah, they were watching for the trailer. So with this revelation in mind, Paul and Micah decided to restructure everything on Micah's channel. And now, instead of reacting to a trailer once it had fully played, Micah decided he would weave his commentary through the trailer. You know, having it on, pausing it, and then giving his take throughout. This was more of a focus on storytelling, and it made the content feel a lot more personal and much less reactive. The result? people stayed. And it wasn't just because of the trailer anymore. Now they were staying for Micah. And that's what makes a channel stand out from the competition in every niche.
I have fans now. I have people that will just watch any video I put out there. I don't even have difficulty getting 1,000 views on videos now because Coach Paul has shown me how to take my audience and cater both to what they want and what I want to do and grow that and grow a relationship with them.
But this is the part so many small channels are overlooking. If you want people to watch your videos on YouTube, you don't need fancy equipment or 10 different camera angles. You simply just need to keep people watching. That could look like a lot of things. You could start your video with your strongest moment instead of saving it for the end. You could ask a question in your intro that doesn't get answered until the halfway point of the video. Or you could simply tighten up your script or editing pacing just to keep the video alive and moving. Micah didn't grow because of one viral video. He grew because people watched more of his videos and they were making it to the end of his videos. And YouTube rewards that more than anything else. It is financially beneficial for YouTube to reward that behavior because it means people are staying on the platform longer. But in case this wasn't clear, and we've seen Micah's data, once his retention improved, everything else improved. He got more views, he got more subscribers, he got more recommendations. So fixing his impressions got Micah noticed. Finding a passion kept him consistent, and adding those storytelling elements kept people watching. But this last step is what turned progress into momentum. Micah stopped trying to guess what the algorithm wanted, and instead he looked at his data to learn what it was trying to tell him. With the help of his coach, they would look at the analytics, find a weak spot, and then iterate and test again. Each change was small, but it added up fast. And in just 4 months, Kryptonite Corner hit every single milestone that a creator dreams of. 1,000 subscribers in 100 days, fully monetized by month 4, and over 2 million views. Micah didn't grow because he found a shortcut. He grew because he built a system. And if you do that, your growth on YouTube won't be a mystery anymore. It's going to become inevitable. So if you're stuck right now, or your views have flatlined, or if you're just feeling disconnected from your content, if you'd like someone to help you figure out the right next move, that's exactly what the vidIQ one-on-one coaching program is built for. You'll get matched with a YouTube expert who studies your analytics, your content, and your audience, and helps you find your next growth breakthrough, just like Paul did with Micah. And if you would like us to show you another coaching success story, well, that's right here. Another channel who happened to be in our program managed to get pretty far on YouTube really fast. Enjoy.